Lesson number 5, dividing rational numbers. Now, we did multiplying rational numbers. Now, here's the interesting thing about dividing. The rules stay the same. So when you multiply a positive by a positive, you end up with a positive. Or if you multiply a positive by a negative, you end up with a negative. Those rules do not change. Now, the only thing we have to worry about is when we are dividing fractions, there's something that we have to change. We can change it to a multiplication. So what you do is you take the second fraction and you flip it, which means find the reciprocal of it. So 2 over 5, to find the reciprocal of it, is just 5 over 2. The sign doesn't change. If it's positive, it stays positive. If it's negative, it stays negative. So the only one you flip is the second one and change the division to multiplication. So let's look at this first example. Negative 3 over 4 divided by 2 over 5 is negative 3 over 4 times, flip it, 5 over 2. And then you just multiply like you normally would. A negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 2 is 8. Again, negative 15 over 8. You can leave it in that form if you want as improper, or you can change it to mixed. Okay, let's look at this one. Negative 5 over 8 divided by 3/4. Negative 5 over 8, that stays the same, but we change the division to multiplication, and we flip or find the reciprocal of the second fraction, 4 over 3. So we can multiply straight across if we want, but hey, let's do some reduction diagonally here. So we have a 4 and we have an 8. What goes into both of those? 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So then we can multiply straight across. 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6. Yeah, a negative times a positive is a negative. Perfect. And 5 over 6 is already, negative 5 over 6 is already in reduced form. What happens when you have a mixed number? Change it to improper. 5 times 4, 20 plus 1, 21 over 5, and it still is negative, right? Right there. 3 times 3 plus 1 is 10 over 3. It's still negative. There it is there. Now we can do our multiplication. So negative 20 over 5. Remember, flip the second one, not the first one. So the only one we flip is it's negative 10 over 3, and now it becomes negative 3 over 10. And then multiply straight across. So 21 times 3, 63. 5 times 10 is 50. Negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, division, you can do it long division, or you can just use your calculator. A negative divided by a positive is going to end up with a negative, and we just plug it into our calculator. We end up with negative 2.3. Okay, that's a short lesson 5. Now you can work on practice number 5.